All right. So now that we have decided that this is going to be our thumbnail sketch, I am now going to show you how to get started on this project. Now for this project, you're able to use the smaller sketchbook or the bigger sketchbook. So it's kind of up to you how much of a challenge you want to put on yourself. Color pencils do take time, so if you're willing to put in the time and effort and really challenge yourself, I say go for the big sketchbook. It's definitely good for you to challenge yourself like that. But if you are a little uncomfortable with that, definitely stick with the smaller sketchbook for this one. Alright, so we chose this scene because I liked it the best because it showed the story the best. And for this example, I'm just going to do mine in the smaller sketchbook, but you are not held down by this smaller sketchbook. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys kind of the thinking process behind sketching out the big picture here. So I definitely liked the way that I had the fisherman over here kind of hiding in the bushes. I like the way that the bear was over here kind of swatting the other ones. Maybe I can, instead of having him like 3 feet out of the water, maybe I can have 2 feet in the water with him kind of standing up a little bit more. And then maybe have it like maybe showing more of a swatting motion from the bear's paw. So I'm going to go on ahead and start just lightly sketching it out. And if it's hard to see, I apologize. I'm going to try to do this as lightly as possible because if I do mess up, and believe me, we all make mistakes, and that's what erasers were made for. It's definitely one of my go-to things. So I kind of want to map out where I want everything to go. So, you know, I kind of liked having the lake kind of over here in the corner. Maybe this time I can add some stones or something in there. Kind of give it a little bit more depth to the picture. The bear kind of standing up in the water. Also, if you are having difficulties, you know, figuring out how to draw something, definitely take a moment and look up a reference picture. Now, for me, for animals, I like to start with like circular motions on it and to kind of get the basic shapes down for it. Because you can always erase those other lines and kind of clean it up, but then since he's standing in water, I kind of want to show him standing in the water there. Kind of give it some ripples there around his legs. And I might change the arms up in just a minute. I just kind of wanted the basic shape of the bear in there, just to kind of show you guys where I wanted to put it. And then, you know, I'll probably have a fish kind of jumping up here. I might even make my fish bigger, but I just kind of wanted to show you. So I pretty much have like the bear laid out. I might have some fish up here on the shore. I don't know if you guys can hear, but it's really windy at my place. The wind is really going, so that's kind of my little fish on the shore. Not the best fish. I'll switch it up and do more detail in a minute with that. And then what I'm going to do is something that I really liked, the idea that I had that necessarily wasn't in my previous sketch, was adding the shack in the background. So I'm definitely going to do that. And I might add it kind of just over here in the corner a little bit. but I'm going to put it behind the bushes so it looks like the bear ran away to the shore. So kind of make a smaller shack over here. Kind of just lay out my bushes a little bit there. So I've got the shack kind of there in the background. Putting in some trees because it's out in the woods, so I want to make sure that you can kind of understand that it's this wild bear from the woods. And I might not necessarily have the fisherman hiding in a bush this time too. I might have him kind of lingering over some bushes. So in that way I can add more detail onto him. Maybe add in the overalls and such. Big nose, and that's what the eraser's for. So now it's kind of like he's looking through the bushes, so it kind of gives it a little bit more detail to it than what it was originally before. And of course I'll definitely go into it and do more detail with it. And then maybe over here I can draw that. I'll make a nice big bottle of molasses here. And then of course I'm going to have it kind of spilled out on the ground. But those thumbnail sketches are just to kind of give you an idea of what you want to do for this. And it's not necessarily something that you have to pinpoint in there and absolutely do. I might actually extend this tree down a little bit more. But you know, that's kind of a basic layout to the composition. I would definitely add my pile of fish a little bit bigger because the bear's getting all these fish. Maybe add in a few little bugs here and there flying around. But overall, you know, you've thought about the story, you've got that composition, you got that rule of thirds going on because you have the bear over here, you have the fisherman here, you got the shack and the bushes there. So you got those interest points all around your picture. So that's basically how you start out the composition of your picture. And then, not today but another day, I'll make a video on coloring the picture once I kind of get mine a little bit more finalized here. But I hope you guys have been working on finding your myth or folklore story and are starting to make them come to life. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.